Hello, this is Norma and welcome to my channel. I woke up this morning and I felt like eating some corned beef. I have 2 cans of this one. They've got several kinds, but this is what I had in my pantry. I'm going to be using 2 Maggi cubes. I have some fresh pepper, onions, bell pepper, and 2 habanero pepper. And I'm going to be putting some black pepper in there. So stick around with me and let me show you what I'm going to start doing. So I have the onions that I've cut in strips like this. That's how I'm going to do the rest of them. I have my tomatoes, my fresh tomato. I'm leaving the seeds in them. The habanero pepper, one I'm going to leave whole, and the other one I'm going to cut it up. And my bell pepper, I'm going to cut them, and we're going to be back. I forgot to tell you, in mine I'm going to be adding some tomato paste. You don't have to put tomato paste. You can put tomato sauce or you can leave it out, but that's what I'm going to be adding. I have my oil going and we're going to move to my stove. I have my oil going and I'm going to add all of my vegetables that I cut up. I have it just frying on medium, and we're going to move back to where my corned beef is. When you get your corned beef, make sure that the key is on it, and this is the key right here. If the key is not on it, you're not going to open this corned beef. So we're going to take the key off and turn it this way. And then we're going to start opening up the... And you just keep twisting it like this. The can is open and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to do both cans and we'll be back. And my onions and pepper is still on the stove just frying. So if you've never used corned beef before, when you open a can and you see this right here, it's just fat. So don't think your corned beef is spoiled. And I went upstairs to take a call and came back and my onions have started to brown a little bit too much, but that's okay. We're still going to continue cooking. Let me cut up both cans and we'll be back. We're back to my onions. You see what I told you? My onion and tomato when I stepped away. But it's brown. But it's not burnt. So that's fine. I'm going to put a little bit of tomato paste in there. I still haven't put my Maggi cube. And mix that up. And your mixed vegetable, the tomatoes, onion, if you choose to use garlic, you can blend it to make it. You can blend half and leave half whole, or you can leave it whole. I left mine whole today. And that just is going to continue to fry. It has been fried for about 10 minutes and I'm going to add my corned beef in there. And you can put it whole from the can and mix it up, but I just prefer to break it up before I put it in. See all the oil that I put? has started to absorb into the corned beef. And I'm going to let this fry about 7 to 10 minutes, and we'll be back. It's been 10 minutes. I'm just going to add my Maggi cube and some black pepper. And let it cook down a little bit, and then I'm going to add my water. I'm going to start getting I'm making some white rice, and I like my white rice when I cook it on the stove, and I also don't like it mushy, so I'm going to show you how I cook my white rice on the stove. Let me go get it, and we'll be right back. I have my white rice, and I'm just going to put a little bit of water in my corned beef. Not much. And let it start to simmer down, and let's move on to my white rice. This is the white rice I like to use. This is naturally flavored Jasmine rice, and it's 100% long grain Thai Humali rice. I think it just smells wonderful. So let me take it out and let's start the process. This is the rice that I've put in my pot. If you want to know like the quantity, you can just look on the packet of rice, but this is it. I'm going to take it to my sink and I'm going to wash it well, and we'll be back. I've put the rice on the stove, and I'm just going to cover it, and I have a glass top because I want to watch when it starts to boil. So let it start to boil, and we'll be back. I have the corned beef on low, and it's just doing its thing. Let me taste it and see. It is perfect. And this is not a struggle meal. This is a meal. So let's move on to the rice and see what's going on in the pot. I have my stove on high, and it has started to boil. You see all the starch that's on the top. And I'm going to take it to my stove, and I'm going to waste all the water that's in there. I used my strainer, and I strained the water that was in there. And now I'm going to put a little bit of salt. And that's how I do mine. If you don't like salt, don't put it. I'm going to put a little bit of oil because I don't like my white rice to be stuck together, and sometimes because of the starch, that's what happens. And I'm going to mix my rice. And don't worry about draining your rice because there's some water that has been absorbed in the rice. And it was on high when I first started cooking it. I'm sorry, my alarm is going. And now I'm going to use my foil paper and cover my pot because I want the steam to just cook my rice. And then I'm going to take the pot cover and put it on it and let it close up very well. And then I'm going to take it back to my stove, and now my stove is going to be on medium low, and we're just going to let it steep until the rice is cooked. Our corned beef is ready. I'm just going to cut it off and let it just sit on the warm stove and wait for my rice to be done, and then we're going to plate the food. I have my rice just on low steeping for 20 minutes. I didn't open it to stir it or anything because you don't want the rice to get all mushy. I just like my rice to be flaky. And white rice is so easy to get mushy. Now we're going to move this. I'm going to take my fork and just show you how flaky it is. I put some of my rice on the plate. And I'm going to put some of my corned beef. I hope you try this recipe. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. And hit the notification button so each time I upload, you will be notified. Bye-bye.